Hello and welcome back to Esoteric Ebb. We have solved the Dwarf-Orc crisis, and now we are heading to follow Snell down to see the Goblin Chieftain. And I guess this is where we're going to actually see where the plot of the game starts, opposed to just kind of randomly wandering around solving things that did not need to be solved. But hey, there you go. Now, the session notes, we're not going to read them this time because I have read them. It's the same session notes as last time, so we're just going to continue and jump right in. Because apparently we didn't actually progress in area anywhere last time, which I guess kind of makes sense. We didn't really go to any new areas, so yeah. Anyway, let's head this way. A dank smell from below. Ooh, the Goblin Garden. Who are you? Okay, immediately distracted. Who is this mushroom lady? I think. Right, hello. This is Neswicala Nessen of the Green. Behold! Okay, we get some info at least. An elf, unbothered, moisturized, happy in her lane. Okay. Hi. Oh, okay. That's an odd look. At the top of the garden lookout, you see a strange creature hunched over. Underneath a large red hat, her drooping gaze slowly glides towards you. Cool hat. You should get one like that. The elf drops a final piece of mushroom into the bowl on the table and gives you a creepy grin. Elf. Elf, scary primal overlords of the forest, rare in Norvik, but they got their hidden roots all over Ascan. Well, nice corner you got here. Slowly, and in an appropriately dramatic fashion, she widens her eyes to reveal piercing red pupils. And her grin widens even more, somehow. Her expression leaves your legs weak, and not in a good way. Oh god, she's trouble. She's real trouble. Just look at the side of her head. Look at those pointy ears, one on each side. And those eyes. An elf, aren't they rare? In your days, you've only seen a handful of these gangly freaks. Okay, strength does not like elves, I understand. I mean, I guess they're not human and they're not dwarves who are kind of okay, so that makes sense. Elves don't hang around in Norvik a lot. They usually stay away from lesser folk. But look at her. This is no elf of Ilum. This is one of those dark elves. Hello, elf. You hear a guttural chuckle leave her lips. A man delves into the garden, his sight set on the mysterious below. Are you that man? Am I that man? She's just being dramatic. You are a man, but which one? Cannot be said. Her strange question will not affect you, for you are indeed a true man. I'm a man. Oh, a man's man. Exotic. The elf stammers? Or is that an idiolect? She turns around, her red eyes glimmering beyond a mist of spores. Neswicala of the Green. Call me Nessen. I am an underling to the Hierophant Opidana. Of course, a druid. There's something esoteric going on here. You're a druid. Prove it. She just gives you a goofy smile. I don't see how I could prove as such more than I currently do. She points to her head mushroom. There are indeed not many folks sitting around pretending to be mushrooms and bushes. Otherwise, this city would be even stranger. I've spent my days handling primal forces, that which grows and decays. Do you know much of it? No, do you? I learn new things every waking. But no, I would not say that I know much at all. She lowers her gaze for what you realize is the first time since you raised it. I would like to hear your tale, human. There is much to be learned from your folk and your settlement in this band. Settlement? It's a great city-state, not some lone village. How sustainable is your lifestyle? How am I supposed to know that? I do not even mean the exact number of hours or even years until you run out of natural resources. Just an approximation. And perhaps a toll of the impact on others in your vicinity. Can you describe what you mean by sustainable? How do you replenish the resources you consume? And if you do not, how many years until depletion? You mean me in particular or my people? Both, or either. She presses down a mushroom in her bowl, sending a puff of spores into the air. You want an answer now? If you have it. But there is no stress. I'm going to think about it. The elf speaks of the realm. How long until your way of life collapses? Oh god, you're focusing too much on the question. Instead, focus on what she wants to hear. Well, we live in balance here in this city. You truly believe that? Yes, of course. I wish I had your conviction, human. I have watched your people for some time, from a distance. I am not one to make judgments. That is for the earth and sea. But it worries me how few primal forces there are to keep you at bay. We're too strong for that. Yeah, we don't need to know what primal force is. We're too strong. She places a palm against the rough floor. Padana has helped keep the undersea from being overtaken by unbalancing powers. Demigods, fiends, celestials, your human arcanists. Each creates a power that not only overtakes the primal, they do so with ease. That great war your kind waged upon one another delayed it, but I do certainly believe it is inevitable. She blames humans for this. The Earthfolk are peaceful and kind, unlike those godless arcanists. Well, humans barely exist anymore. We're almost extinct. Don't worry, nature always survives, so the primal stuff should get stronger then. Well, I'm not sure which one is really right for us, but you know what I'm going to say? I'm going to say the primal stuff should get stronger then. Everything should get stronger. She laughs. A solution, I see. Trust me when I say, you do not wish to live in a realm where nature fights back. Really fights back. She takes a deep and deliberate breath. Now enough of complicated topics. Tell me, human, do you have a mate? I'm going to stare at her. Well, why have we entered into the combat screen? Your cheeks clench. She is not allowed to pry. Rebuke her. Your mind races. Hostile? No, probably not. None of your business. I apologize. I did not mean to ask something controversial. I only mean most humans in this settlement group in pairs. I wondered if those of your kind do the same, form such long-term committed partnerships. That's a slightly less inflammatory question. I'm the Cleric. I go solo. We say after having been rejected up above by the orc lady. She lowers her mushroom cap and sighs. I see. It is the same here then.
The path of an esoteric guardian is to be alone.
Sad, but true. The elf starts adding some kind of oily liquid to her mushroom bowl.
Strange substance, golden, perhaps from some kind of undersea whale.
Primal Kin updated, new quest.
If this old elf can guide you in any way, make it so. If not, I shall return to my toil.
Okay, because she finds us reasonable, we have a chance of passing the wisdom check. However, it's not a very good one. Alright. Well, let's start with the rudest thing we can say. You don't look like an elf.
What do elves look like?
Pointy-eared bastards. Not like you.
She nods. We do not call ourselves that, but to your people, yes, I am an elf. Pimia.
Apparently these are all real languages, or a lot of these are real languages, these extra things, I've been told. So if you actually know the language, the translation makes sense. But I don't, so. Pimia, elvish derogatory term for the nomadic elves who live on the undercoast. Although some of them also, I believe, are made up, so it's a mixture. Anyway, they haven't had a real civilization for centuries, so it's rare to find them on the surface. Literally means dark.
She closes her eyes. Pimea, yo, oli, teinya, ta, tia? We are the elves of stars. Any questions?
Wait, the first one is very odd. She's an elf and she speaks Elvish, and we're like, that's impressive. But, surely we would assume that elves would speak Elvish. But anyway. You speak Elvish, impressive. She looks to the side then back at you.
Your grasp on the human tongue is remarkable as well.
You confuse her in a semi-good way? Do your people have a great civilization below?
No. I believe your people would call us nomads.
So you're from the undercoast. How do I get there?
Holes and tunnels. There are more than enough even within viewing distance. Though I'd recommend gaining Lady Sageleaf's approval first.
I don't like elves. She laughs, dropping the mushroom she was about to place in her bowl.
No worries, humans. Most elves don't like you either, human.
I think I said human twice, but that's okay.
But if I may ask, why don't you like elves?
The ears, they freak me out.
Oh, yours freak me out as well. So stubby. Let me ask you something in return. Why should I like humans?
Well, that's an interesting question. But I think the simple answer is big, strong, likable. Her smile drops and she looks down on her left palm.
As the giant skies fell down, spirits filled the air and the solid ground.
A poem? Wait, have you heard this before?
I don't dislike humans. You've made many mistakes, but...
She takes a determined breath.
The son does not need dig the trench of the father. But he has to choose to fill it in.
Okay. So, son doesn't need to follow in the father's footsteps, but they do need to deal with the thing that the father created? I guess? Okay. Yet right now, the whole world is nothing but mud and stone. She gives you a knowing look. I get it. She just smiles. I've got other questions.
Great.
So that didn't help us at all here. What do you know about the tea shop?
Only what the roots whisper to me.
The elf leans closer, twisting her head to the side.
You must delve deep, human. Something rotten happened that day. The green quakes. They fear what is to come. They whisper.
Do they whisper anything useful? She leans back and lets out a resigned sigh.
Oh, you do not speak with trees often, do you?
Insane behavior. So were you here when it exploded?
No, I was much further below.
And what do the goblins whisper about?
That the city is at fault, that Lady Sageleaf should take over. The usual.
Such speech is highly illegal. It is, in fact, not. Though some might argue it should be. I recovered me some HP, that. Okay, that's nice. What do you think happened?
I will not deliberate on things I have no knowledge about.
Where's the fun in that? Alright, move on.
You're welcome.
What are you voting for? What are you voting for in the election?
I am not a citizen of Norvik.
Okay, cool.
Cool.
Do I want to show my primal attunement? Of course, yeah. I'm just gonna pass it. Easy.
How could you do such a thing? To prove attunement requires years of training. You've perhaps done a few exercises in your spare time, and you've read about druidic magic. But perhaps you can try it anyway.
I have to try.
I'm going to kneel and focus. You focus your mind on the nature around, the life, the decay, the funny looking mushrooms, but you cannot sense it. Nothing.
Why isn't it working?
It takes time, practice, patience.
Maybe if I start clenching?
You move from mind to muscle.
No, you're barking up the wrong tree.
You keep clenching.
Pressure. Pain.
Perhaps this was a foolish choice. Ouch. But pain can be a good teacher. Perhaps you've learned something here.
Okay. Wow. Actually, that means the next time we do the check, it's going to be much more possible to pass. We still need to roll a 17. Yeah, a 17 to pass, but that's okay. Alright. Bye. Okay. Somebody said I could hold down shift to run. I did try that before, but like, look at this. I'm not running when I'm holding down shift. I know if you double click, you run. Maybe I'm pressing the wrong button, but I'll try and figure it out. I'm also happy just wandering around and exploring at normal pace, but yeah. Apologies, Steam just showed me the problem with trying to press shift and tab at the same time. Obviously opens the Steam menu. Your stomach twists, beware her illusion? The dragon herself. Doesn't look like a dragon. Hello. Oh wait, I can behold her? Lady Sageleaf. Oh, she's got more down here. If we happen to have a lot of wisdom, but we don't. Something is very wrong. She's a goblin of the forest. Hello. You approach him before a sprawling tree. The well-dressed goblin stands proud beside his master. Go ahead, Cleric. With a proud smirk, he motions towards the wooden throne. Such a little weasel.
You should stand before the throne. Address her court.
Okay then. Hello.
You approach the throne. The sprites flutter, their glow illuminating the trunk of this great tree, its roots reaching far below, its branches holding up the dirt ceiling above. On the throne sits a tiny goblin, her smirk as bright as it is threatening.
So this is the dragon. Yes, I can see it. Her lair is magnificent.
Cleric of Norvik, of earth and river, her shrill voice echoes through the chamber. I was assured by your masters, the top brass of the palace itself. Her voice causes you to shiver. They told me a cleric of the highest standing would arrive within the hour.
Which hour did they tell you? Did they tell you that at 5? In which case we're really good. They probably meant, like, yesterday.
So tell me, human.
You should run. No, wait, you can't. But you should!
Why am I sitting here, waiting?
Tread lightly. You need her on your side. make sure she knows you're on hers. Every word you say here could have a profound impact on the rest of this quest of yours. Let's see, what were you gonna say? She needs to know that I'm on her side. Well, you know what? I'm gonna go for 4. My masters are idiots, but I'm here now, don't worry. We're of course the only person of any real standing. Her friend quickly turns into a grin. Since we're on the same page then. You can sense the dread in the air fade yet. Hers is a frightful presence. You need to stand. Do not let her impact your stature. Okay, I've appeased her somewhat. We get a +3. We need to roll an 8. An 8 is entirely possible. Alrighty then. No. Turn and run. Adrenaline keeps your legs from buckling under the intense duress as you turn. And run. It echoes down into the depths between the trees and fungi-covered cavern walls. Whatever reaction the goblins have to your retreat, you are not around to see or hear it. Where am I? You ran for quite a while. When your mind calms itself, you're sitting inside of an empty barrel. It does not appear very manly to hide like this, but who knows, maybe it's a very masculine barrel. How'd I get here? Unsure. All of this is rather confusing. Wait, I hid in a barrel? More or less. The dragon chased you. Maybe. Leave the barrel. As you do, you realize the barrel is but one of many located in a tunnel you've never seen before. Ah, there he, I see him, Cleric. Uh-oh. I healed. Cleric, you've now wasted another precious hour. I lost an hour on that. Oh no, I didn't even get an exhaustion removed. Please do not run away again. Amazing! The lady's trying to not scare you off again. Maybe she'll actually be nicer to you now. You see Snell panting next to the throne. The goblin is dedicated. You'll give him that. Well done on finding me, Snell. He opens his mouth to give a resigned thank you. The lady, however, gives him an angry gaze. Could have gone faster. He lowers his head in silence. The goblin's getting whipped. Love to see it. Let us continue. The dragon leans into her armchair, letting out an exhausted groan. It is vexing to watch my streets descend so far. Are you even aware, Cleric? A local business caught up in an inferno, in the middle of the day right on Pillar Road. My road. You know what? We've actually got some... This is info. Right. Because I just realized I had no idea where the tea shop was. This is brand new info. So this is something to write down on our list. So the tea shop is Pillar Road. That's good info. Right. Next. She roars and you stand your ground. And yet Magistrate Darrow, she spits out the name like it's a curse word, he alone believes the Halfway Bridge tribe does not appear to have jurisdiction over this particular location. Her anger is pure and intense. She's trying to reel it in. Why does Darrow say that? Because he is a fool born out of nepotism and alcohol. Sick burn. Horrific slander. Where is your usual jurisdiction? She leans back and picks something from between her fangs. I have an official recognition of law on Lower Tolstad. The definition of that has always been vague. Some see it as anything below ground, some as below water level. Okay. Well, I'm not going to antagonize her, so where exactly is the tea shop located? She glares at you. It is, or was, rented out of a corner of the central fort, just above the holes next to the pillar. She snaps her fingers towards the goblin to her right. That means it's part of the core foundation of this island fortress. Therefore, that property is legally an underground rental unit, he says, bowing his head. Lady. My people have been handling that damn crow's contract for years. But no, suddenly when the entire unit goes up in flames, that's when my people no longer have the right to enter the premises, to deal with it, to clean up even. No, suddenly it is the city's business and we should keep our noses out of it. Corruption, plain and simple. Don't slander the great city of Norvik, goblin. Oh, I apologize. I didn't realize you were completely delusional. You've managed to strike a nerve with a goddamn hammer. Impressive. She's very happy with your statement. And don't get me started on the actual effect this has on my people. Snell, she says and beckons towards the comely goblin. He approaches the roots and takes a bow. Lady Sageleaf? Then he turns to you. The magistrate says it was an accident involving a fireplace failure. They've yet to send anyone to actually investigate the scene. How can know that? I feel like there's a word missing. Let's say, how can know that? What? Okay, that's fair. Shit, something broke. It was deliberate, okay. You talk, if he does, so what? Say fast. Embarrassing, you're screwing up. Just ignore it and move on. I said, how can you know that? No you didn't. Uh-oh. Yes I did. No, you really didn't. You said... Snell? The goblin scratches his neck. He wants to point out your mistakes so badly. Well, too bad. Whipped. He glances towards his lady. We've kept an eye on it. The explosion occurred on the 21st of March, just past noon. Oh, okay. So it's the 21st of March. Also, apparently March exists, which is cool. I had no idea what the, time system was like, but we have a March past noon. So, yeah, cool. We have some information. Do we actually have any useful information? Not really, but we have information. 3 minor injuries were reported in the area. Luckily, foot traffic was low at the time of the incident, so despite the massive kaboom, no dead folks. Why was foot traffic low? The reason I say why is foot traffic low is because this is a tea room. It's a tea room just past noon. Surely they're serving lunch at some point. Right? Even if they normally serve tea, they'd probably serve like sandwiches or something, right? Doesn't add up. Something doesn't add up here. Let's say, who were the injured? We only managed to get one name in the chaos. A certain Frank, son of Frank, was said to have walked away with lesser burns. Frank is witness. Okay, well, we have a witness. That's easy. We just go and beat them up and then they'll tell us what we want to know. That's the sort of prefix used by Earthfolk, a human most likely. Oh yeah, perfect. We've got a witness and he's trustworthy. It is honorable to name a son after the father. Ha, that isn't a real name. He was apparently dressed in a fancy yellow outfit, whatever that means. Oh, he's a noble? Well, I don't. Maybe that lowers his trustworthiness. Beyond that, we have some conflicting accounts. One person said, quote, he looked like one of them dungeoneers, you know, a real adventuring man, end quote. No, he's a dungeoneer, he's trustworthy. Another said he was looking to get out of trouble, heading right down the stairs to Water Lane. Dungeon or Water Lane? Both sound like trouble. Frank, son of Frank? Yeah. That's a fake name. Uh-huh. A dungeoneer? If you believe it. Well, that comment's made from one of the militia members. Could be smart to check the city below, just in case, despite the dangers. Down to Water Lane? Yeah, seems like he was heading down that direction. Though down could mean a number of things, Water Lane included. Fancy yellow outfit? I'm assuming some kind of Reedsian fashion.
You can tell in his voice that he's leaving out a "but who fucking knows" at the end.
Was he inside at the time? I doubt it, he says. Considering the state of the building, why was he there? We don't know. This is the worst witness of all time. You don't know his name. You don't know what he looked like. You don't know where he went. You don't know if he was in the tea house. You don't know why he was at the tea house. What did he witness? Nothing? Like, do you even know he was there? Where is he now? We don't know.
They have not located that man, despite major efforts.
Do you know anything? The goblin does not respond. Although one of the militia members mentioned him just calmly walking away down the stairs. Maybe down to the crossing or somewhere else, we don't know. So, he could be a witness, or he is literally the person who did it as he calmly walked away. Alright, what? Anything else you do know? Snell gives a nervous look to his master before answering. We have theories, but now we need proof.
The lady raises her claw. The unveiling has begun, Cleric. Corruption, madness, she claws at her wooden throne. Politics. This is clearly the work of a rogue spellcaster, someone who cannot go unpunished.
Okay. So this was the orc's theory, but we are also going to plus it with the goblin. So this is also the goblin's theory. Justice, yes. I will bring justice to Norvik.
I certainly hope so.
The lady clears her throat, aggressively.
Everyone holds their breath when she speaks.
She demands respect, she gets it, especially when she's this angry.
I declare a joint venture.
The Halfway Bridge tribe shall investigate the tea shop on Pillar Road and bring justice to those who seek to harm the peace. This Earthguard city cleric shall follow along. No creature, foul or fair, shall escape my rage. Not even you, cleric. The word seeps out of her maw, burning the air, her rage focused almost entirely on you. This goblin needs to be taken down a peg. She does not rule this city.
And you do?
No, but I serve.
Interesting. You made her mad, but she holds it in. It's almost like she begrudgingly respects your stubbornness. Cool.
Of course she does. What kind of man would fall to his knees in front of a strange goblin queen? No, this is your investigation. You must take and keep control of it until the end.
Every goblin in the chamber looks upon Lady Sageleaf in awe. She is theirs to serve.
The dragon has spoken.
You need to stand up. For yourself.
This is my investigation.
Yours? She laughs. You've done nothing but fail since the moment you arrived on Tolstad.
How does she know about the Nat 1s?
No, Cleric. This is our investigation and you are simply invited.
Ouch.
Oh damn, she got you with that one.
Damn this goblin, hit her back.
The city allows you here, goblin, do not forget that. The dragon glares at you, her claws gripping the wooden throne. She smirks. At least you've got backbone.
Ooh, full heal. You feel a reinvigorated sense of manliness.
Use that, cleric, use it to complete this before the election. Prove me wrong. She's pretty good at controlling people and manipulating people. Hell, you really want to prove her wrong now, don't you?
Yes, you will.
Snell, she says, waving towards him.
Yes, Lady Sageleaf, he says, bowing his head.
You're a handler of this case. You've worked on it since the explosion. You know more than anyone.
Ooh la la, complimented by his queen.
I want you to represent the tribe in this venture.
His face lights up. A goblin and a cleric. Together you will have access to both upper and lower Tolstad. You're gonna have to bring the pretty boy around? Damn, I thought this was gonna be fun. Do not disappoint me, Snell. It appears you've received a party member on your divine mission. Sad it had to be a damn goblin. It's a bit of a step down from Lieutenant Kim Kitsuragi. A new member to the party. He ignores you. The goblin takes a deep bow. Yes, Lady Sageleaf, your will be done. The evil forces at work will be vanquished. Huzzah! Miska Sageleaf looks at you the way one observes kitchen mold. Don't huzzah! Please don't ever huzzah! This guy, he's the one? Just keep him in line. First priority is the tea shop. We need to gain access. Your new goblin companion gives you a quick wave. Let's go, Cleric. Snell has joined you as a companion. You can speak with him if you need help finding your way across Tolstad. You should investigate the tea shop thoroughly. We should also look for that witness. Yeah, our Frank, dressed in yellow. Gods, that's funny. Either over in Water Lane or down the city below. Yeah, the port or the dungeon. I suggest the port since it's slightly less life-threatening, generally speaking. How do I gain access to the tea shop? Talk to your boss, Darrow. Or, I guess he's not your direct boss, or whatever, but you'll need an audience with him if you want to get inside the tea shop. Right, and where's the tea shop again? The goblin sighs. You know the massive pillar reaching endlessly up into the sky? Yeah, just west of that. The pillar is the centerpiece of Norvik, a glorious esoteric monument one Earth gladly kept in his new city post-reconquest. The pillar? Cool, got it. Great. You ready to go then? Let's go. Yeah, let's go. Neat. Hey. And now we have a party member. Hey, party member, let's chat. You approach your companion. Let's get on with it. So what's your position in all this? Whatever do you mean by that, Cleric? What's your angle? Well, I'm here on behalf of Lady Sageleaf. Her will is for the streets of Tolstad to not suddenly burst into flames in the middle of the day. Her will be done, so to say. So what if it bursts into flames in the middle of the night instead? I don't think she liked that either. Why are you really here? My motives are not of interest, Cleric. False. Motive is imperative into reaching into the heart of someone. Once you have shown yourself truthful and just, the goblin will reveal his secrets. That you swear. You got any family? I'm a goblin. What do you think? Why would you care about goblin family structures? They don't even have their own culture. That was the point of their genocide. They're what now? Your wife and kids? Nah, single for now. And trust me, this goblin ain't getting no offspring. Ain't the gods for that. Why would you say that? Kids are wonderful. Oh no, I'm not getting into that. Ask me about literally anything else. But no, I have some other questions. Really? How surprising. Where do I sleep tonight? I don't know, Cleric. He gives you a defeated look. Can't the city pay for something? You're a cleric, for God's sake. Well, I can just not sleep. That's fine, right? Are you asking for permission? He sighs. You'll get exhausted if you don't sleep, Cleric. If you do not take a long rest before dawn, you'll get 6 levels of exhaustion. Alright, yeah, that seems like something to avoid. If you get 10 levels of exhaustion, you die. Well, that's great info to know, because if I get another 6 levels of exhaustion, I'm at 10 and I'll die. I don't need sleep. I'm not afraid of death. Ah, sure. Okay, let's go. Well, so I need to find somewhere to sleep tonight. I guess I could just, like, I don't know, do something. Hello. Cleric, you've returned. I have some stuff other than the tea shop to report. Tea shop first, Cleric. Focus on that first. Snell nods. Tea shop first. Tea shop first. Geez, fine. Geez? Geez, a common slang, shortened from Jesus, often used to exclaim a sense of shock and or annoyance. Jesus. Jesus, a tiny Rondescani during the Fade era, famous for his visual similarity to a goose, only a lot bigger. Some ancient monuments found in modern-day Vizca seem to indicate that this titan died for the sins of all minor geese. Vizca? Vizca, a collection of loose dwarven cities in northwestern Ascani, also known as the Vizca Kingdoms. I think we might have had that one before. Is this your garden? No, it is a sanctuary for all. I'm just its keeper. So it's your garden. She sighs. Ah, yes, I suppose you could say that. How? Huh? No sun. Ah, we don't need that here. The sunlight is simply replaced by the naturally occurring light sprites. Natural? Is this some kind of powerful primal magic? Further below, we also cultivate a range of deep fungi. If you meet her, speak with my gardener. She can speak more on the subject. Do people live down here? Yes. Goblins. Goblins live down here, and other lower beings. Got it. Nice garden. Thank you. So this HWBT, what exactly is it? She snorts. It's an affiliation, an organization. A family. Your family? Yes. That's a lot of kids. The lady raises her chin. Any goblinoid willing to serve the family is welcome to my loving embrace. Are you registered at the Tithe House? Of course. What do you take me for, some huckster? We're registered as a tribal organization. With some special regards. Why is it called the Halfway Bridge Tribe? She takes a deep breath. I'd say it's obvious. My people have lived in the tunnels of Tolstad for 5 generations. 5 goblin generations. That's around 50 years. The tunnels underneath the famous broken bridge of Norvik. The bridge that only reaches halfway across the river. When I unite us, that name grew popular. Or when I united us, that name grew popular. What's your role here? I roll? She cackles. I'm Director of Operations. I have other questions. What are you voting in the upcoming election? Dare tread onto such volatile grounds here in my chambers? Yes. Really? Her eyes pierce your stout figure. You meet it. You dare ask of my political opinions? Yes. Okay, well, I haven't decided. Oh. Her eyes dart around the chamber to her subjects. Then her gaze lands on you once more. Yet. She knows what's up. So you're not leaning in any particular direction, or... No. I encourage every one of my subjects to think for themselves on what they wish to vote. She's incredible. An apolitical tour de force. Well, that's all for now. Okay. Is there anything else in this room? Let me just see if we can clear the room. Yeah, I think we cleared the room, unless we want to speak to her again. Might be a way... if she's the gardener, we could speak to her again. I don't know if she is the gardener, though. I think she's just here. The elf looks you up and down as you approach. Human. Hey, Snell, why are you acting weird? Shut up. He turns away from you and the mushroom lady. Do not worry, the lady's runner here is not a fan of fungi. I'm just keeping a safe distance, alright? He takes a few more steps back. This info will come in handy later for sure. That's it, bye. Oh, it was 7 o'clock. We're in dusk. Okay. I was wondering why we had a transition. Dusk of day 1. Well, that seems like a perfect point to end the episode. Weirdly, I don't feel like that this episode's ending early, even though it's exactly the same length as the previous episode. But there we go. So, here's what we know about the tea room stuff so far. Tea room on Pillar Road. It was a clear day. The day was the 21st of March. It was just post-noon, so we're afternoon. There was a witness called Frank, who may or may not be a dungeoneer. So actually I need to write that down. Dungeoneer. Both the orc and the goblin think it was a rogue spellcaster, but the official story is that it was a fireplace accident. And that's about as far as we got. We don't actually know anything, which is definitely interesting. Anyway, for now, I'm going to end the episode here. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.